Here.
Megan Bailey. Jessica Basham. Ryan Black.
Here.
Tracy Bryant. James Daniel.
Here.
Bridget Hammonds. Amanda Harden.
Here.
Andrea Henry.
I'm here on Zoom.
Here. Herb Hess.
Here.
Jim Hawkwood.
Yes, ma'am.
Jonathan Hughes.
Here.
Deanna Jenkins. Here. Ed Johnson.
Here.
Jason Lowe. Chair Ray.
Here.
Daniel Scanlon.
Here.
Vice Chair Vincent. Here. Ted Warner.
Awesome.
With that.
Thank you, Senator Jones. The Communications Officer, Senator Jenkins, sent our agenda and last month's minutes electronically. Does anyone have any adjustments or objections to the last month's minutes? All right, hearing none, we will consider those to be accepted. To begin our Senate business today, I invite Senator Johnson to present the Christopher Ware Staff Star Awards.
Thank you, Chair Ray. Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce one of our most meaningful recognitions, the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award. This award was created in honor of Christopher Ware, whose dedication, passion, and exceptional service have left a lasting impact on our university. The Staff Star Award is designed to celebrate those individuals who consistently go above and beyond in their roles, demonstrating outstanding commitment, teamwork, and excellence. These individuals embody the spirit of service that Chris represented, and through their hard work and dedication, they inspire us all. This month's recipients have made remarkable contributions that have made a significant difference for our students and our colleagues. It is with great admiration that we recognize their efforts, and we are truly grateful for the energy and passion they bring to their roles. We will start this morning by recognizing Renee Updegrad. Renee is an associate of information for the Information Center and campus operator in the Office of Admissions. She was nominated by Lauren Deal, and I would like to now invite Lauren forward to share some remarks with us.
I keep it really brief. I know you guys have important things to talk about, but I nominated Renee along with a few other people in our office because Renee truly keeps our office going up in the Office of Admissions, whether it's getting things ordered, taking care of our receipts, or just keeping things organized. She always goes the extra mile to make sure that we are well taken care of. And she does so with integrity, care, and kindness. I know that she cares for all of us and she kind of looks over us like a mother hen. And we all love her and we're just so excited to nominate her. So thanks, Renee, for all you do.
Down here, Renee will invite you forward to receive the award. And if anybody wants to come forward as well, we can take a group photo. Y'all want to come? Maybe hard to do.
She was nominated. Not everyone gets a loop.
Joining too.
We're gonna have to put in plan for you, like you get them all in. Like, you want- Out of the way. Okay.
Renee, you're gonna have the record for biggest photo.
Any more, we'd have to take it out there on the stairs.
It just says she has her village, man, look at.
That's true.
Okay, ready? You move back a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Got it, thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
And next, we would like to recognize Rob Kelly. Rob is Assistant Director for Behavior and Conduct in Housing and Residence Life. He was nominated by Kirsten Hooks, and I'd like to invite Rob's supervisor, Dr. Marcus Silver, forward to share some remarks. Thank you, Dr. Silver.
Good morning, everybody. I am pleased to nominate Rob Kelly, the WKU Staff Senate Award. Rob is a go-getter who consistently demonstrates initiative, leadership, and a genuine commitment to supporting both students and colleagues. He is often one of the first to volunteer, always willing to step in where help is needed, and approaches every task with a positive solutions-focused mindset. Rob deeply values his team members and is intentional in how he builds relationships with those around him. He has a unique ability to make others feel seen, heard, and appreciated, which contributes to a strong sense of trust and collaboration within our team. His leadership is rooted in respect, accountability, and care, creating an environment where individuals feel empowered to do their best work. Student-centeredness is at the core of Rob's work. He consistently prioritizes student needs and his decision-making to take the time to ensure his actions positively impact the student experience. Whether that's supporting day-to-day operations or responding to unexpected challenges in housing and residence life, Rob leads with thoughtfulness and purpose. Rob is a strong, reliable leader whose intentional approach and dedication elevate those around him. His work ethic, willingness to serve, and his commitment to excellence embody the values of Western Kentucky University. Please congratulate Rob Kelly.
Rob, you can come forward and receive the award. And last but certainly not least, we would like to recognize our third Christopher Ware Staff Star Award winner, Lindsay Johnson. Lindsay is a chemical and equipment stockroom manager for the Department of Chemistry, and she was nominated by Madonna May. Is Dr. Need, okay. And next I'd like to invite Dr. Need, her supervisor, forward to share some remarks with us. Thank you.
We have been very happy to have Lindsay in our staff room for the last few months, or last year and a half, I guess, almost 2 years now. That job is not one job, it is 4 or 5 different jobs. And it often means working by yourself to figure it out. And it often means a lot of direct student contact. She is a frontline kind of person because when students have a problem with safety, or with methodology, or with inventory, they're gonna go see her. And she's there, she's going to teach them gradually all the safety things that they need to know. So that's a part of what we teach our students. So our staff is every bit as integrated into into the education of our students as our faculty are. And I think the students in our department quietly appreciate Lindsay's efforts, and they know that they appreciate that they can know that they can go see her when they have a concern. And that makes a big difference. That's the difference between a department that is enjoyable to work in and a department that's just a place to work. So I appreciate all your efforts. Thank you.
You can come forward. I know you've got a special guest. They're welcome to. You're welcome. Boss. Your actual boss. All right, then.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, come on.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, that's.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Let's give another round of applause, Rob. Thank you all for helping us to recognize these 3 great staff members today. It was also a pleasure to see all those that came out in support of the staff members that were recognized today as well. You all are welcome to stick around for the meeting if you do need to leave. We understand that also. I'd like to conclude by saying that if you work with someone who goes above and beyond and deserves to be recognized, please fill out our nomination form, which is located on the Staff Senate website. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Senator Johnson. Next, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our guest speaker for this month's meeting. Staff Senate is extremely fortunate in the quality of speakers who come to meet with us on a regular basis. I think that this is one of the best things that Staff Senate does, bringing people on campus and giving staff an opportunity to ask them questions and to learn more about their work and learn more about the issues that are going on our campus right now. This month, we're very appreciative to have Andrea Anderson, who's our University General Counsel, come and talk to us and share some updates and answer some questions that we solicited from campus about housing on WKU's campus. So thank you very much, Andrea.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you all for having me here today. It is a great pleasure that I get to talk about Elevate WKU, and that is our housing project underway on campus. So it is the biggest project in university's history. And it has, it's going to have long-ranging effects and will transform student housing on our campus. So let's start back in April. The Board of Regents approved public-private partnership action, Field Day Development Company. And there are a couple other key partners that are a part of the P3 transaction. And so that is Inwood Management Company. And Inwood is a subsidiary of Gilbane that is charged with maintenance and operations on university's campus and on campuses across the country. The third entity that is part of our P3 transaction is the Collegiate Housing Foundation. So yet another CHF. So CHF in this capacity is a newly created 501c3 for the purpose of borrowing tax exempt bonds that were used to finance our project. Okay, so hopefully I haven't lost anybody yet. So we've got Gilbane, we have Inwood, and the Collegiate Housing Foundation. And collectively, these 4 entities, the 3 I mentioned, and Western Tech University, have about 450 pages of contracts that define the relationship of this P3 transaction. In April, the board approved a resolution adopting all of those legal documents as well as the procurement process that took place in selecting Gilbane. Okay, following the board's approval, that same information was submitted to capital projects and bond oversight in Frankfurt. The project was approved at that level and then moved toward financial close in June. I believe when Susan Haworth was with you back in May, she alluded to the date for financial close. And so that transaction happened middle of June. Okay, so this summer we've been very busy and I'm sure you've noticed some changes to the physical layout of campus. So starting on the southernmost point, you've seen the demolition of the den and the C-store that was a part of the den. Keene is completely raised at this point, and we're ahead of schedule on Poland and demo work there. I'm gonna move back here, I think, Jordan, just a little.
Do you need me to click? Or I can?
So I've got some renderings to share with this group that will document what is to come for Elevate WKU. And so we're going to focus today, at least at the start of my presentation, on phase one. So you will know that this is an aerial view. And so this new residence hall facility will be located at the intersection of University Boulevard, College Heights Boulevard, Big Red Way, and Russell Road. So this corner, the portico that you see as the focal point of the front entrance will face that Russell Road intersection. So you will see it's a 6-story structure, so just over 1,000 beds. It's in the Georgian architectural style that you'll see across campus. I think you probably saw the cupola on that first image that you will see that kind of mimics some of the cupolas we have in other areas of campus. So I'm flipping through. One thing that was very important to the university, especially after the construction of Chandler Hall and how beautiful it looks lit at night. So we wanted to make sure there was adequate exterior lighting for both the safety and an aesthetic purpose. So you'll see lots of renderings of the exterior lit at night. All of these renderings are available on the university's website and will soon become part of the fence wrap that will be included on the perimeter of the construction site. You can walk through that portico that you see and up the spine of campus. So we know that's the direction that students navigate or walk to campus. If I'm going too quickly, please let me know and I will slow. This is going to be the entrance to the dining component in this residence hall. We solicited student feedback from the very beginning. We engaged a P3 partner and we learned several things. One, affordability is at the forefront of student interest. They desire community and privacy. So balancing those, they want privacy within their room. We see a push away from community bathrooms. Nobody wants to wear shower shoes when they shower. And they desire community when they're not in the residence hall room. So we have worked to create both of those within this new facility. And so there will be 3 dining options on the main level that will be open to campus. There will also be a C-store with grab and go options. One of the features that I'm most excited about is this great hall, which is on the first level of the residence hall. One thing that we learned from students is that they desire a 24-hour study space. So this is just off the dining component. It will be open 24 hours a day. It will be accessible to anybody on campus. Okay. You'll be able to eat in there, have a study group. This is the front desk. And so we have secure checkpoints just past community spaces, so no one will have access to the residential living component of the hall. So again, these are just corridors on the first level. I wanted to show a picture of the typical residence room. We have a couple of different styles. So this is suite style, much like we have in Zach and Vera. Modernized a bit to have sinks that are in the sleeping area and separate rooms for the shower stall and the bathroom. So conceivably, you could have 4 people getting ready at one time. And that's an example of a single room. You will see as we move forward with Elevate WKU that we will be phasing out the community style residence halls and moving forward with buildings that have different options within them to accommodate student need and interests. One thing that we have not shown in these renderings is a classroom. We will continue our focus on providing classroom space within residence halls to facilitate the living learning community, which is demonstrated benefit in terms of retention of students. And so you will continue to see those in spaces in the new residence hall and beyond. Any questions from this group about the phase 1 new construction project?
Is phase 1 just the new dorm?
It is, and in addition to that, there was a renovation project complete this summer of Southwest Hall.
Yeah.
And so students who self-selected into Southwest will be pleased to learn that this hall has been renovated. It is a much fresher space. We replaced all of the paint, the flooring, some new light fixtures, new furniture in the common spaces and within the rooms. We replaced the vanities. There's a solid surface countertop in the bathroom area. So it is a much fresher look, and I think the students will be very pleased to see that. I don't have any pictures to share with you, but we're going to be taking some this week. They just finished up and I very sorry.
They're gonna prevent access the whole time this project is going on to the back of Preston Center?
No, to the back of Preston
Yes,
for
ma'am.
delivery purposes.
Well, there's an electrical room, sprinkler room, areas that need to be serviced.
Okay.
And so there's no way to get in there at times.
Well, if you need in, let us know. We'll have to figure out how to make sure you have access to those spaces, because I do think that area is going to be fenced off. I don't know how far
Well,
that will back up to Preston.
the real concern is the sprinkler system is back there.
Okay.
And if the building was to have an unfortunate sprinkler activation, it will be impossible nearly to get in there unless you go through the front of the building, all the way to the back, then out and then down into the mechanical rooms. That would be really nice if the fire department
Oh, sure.
could pull up right there also, because to me, it's a safety concern from the fire alarm perspective.
Okay.
So it's just, I was curious if it's gonna stay fenced off the whole time.
I will make a note of that and reach out to you and
Okay.
let you know. That's a great question.
In the past, they've always built a facade mock-up of the buildings in order to make sure it blends in with the rest of the campus. Are they going to continue doing
A mock-up at like a 3D.
that? No, the actual build, using the brick that they're using, they build a facade
Mhm.
in order to make sure that the brick that's ordered and everything matches what's existing on campus. That was a hard learned lesson a few years back when they built the building and it was already too late to change the brick.
Sure. We've selected brick, they're going to have to do a demonstration
Yes.
with the design and construction team to make sure that brick matches.
Mm.
So we're going to have a full exterior selection process, make sure to. We're trying to standardize the brick
Yeah.
choice. That's challenging, right? Because sometimes there are changes in supply and so forth, but we really try to standardize selection process when it comes to items like the brick. And using the right color WP red. one thing you will find as we focused on this renovation in Southwest and we're picking out things for the new building, you will not find purple, green, orange, and so forth, furniture or painted walls. We are sticking to WKU branding throughout future projects. So in response to your question, phase one is the new facility, the demolition of Poland and Keene and the Den, and the renovation to Southwest this summer. We will continue renovation projects in future summers. So the goal is to refresh those halls that will remain part of our portfolio and to phase out the community style. So turning a bit to phase two, the president has publicly shared that he envisioned phase two in the valley. So phasing out McCormick, Gilbert, North Harlan, and replacing that with a new facility that would be targeted towards sophomore students. We have the intent to expand living learning community beyond the first year experience. And so we will need programmatic space to make that happen. And we want our housing options to be attractive to sophomores, and upper class students.
With the, is the university and or Gilbane looking at increasing the number of beds available over time? Or are they gonna try to keep the count around what historically has been?
That's an excellent question. So the target is not to expand the number of beds that are available unless we need to at some point. Right now, the focus is to replace those community style buildings that are way past their prime.
So a quick Google search shows that approximately 5,000 beds available. Not including,
I was looking for Marcus.
not including what's been torn down at Hilltopper Hall, Poland and Keene. That took about 1,200 beds offline. So probably looking around 4,000 beds currently available. And then building another, 989 bed to 1,000 bed dorm in that location. So you're gonna be staying around that 5,000 count. I was just wondering if that was looking at going up. Or...
No, it's not. 5,000 feels a little high to me, but I can't say with any
And
certainty.
that was just a Google search. The
Sure.
numbers may be wrong, so.
Yes. I mean, right now, we're pretty tight on capacity, especially in our, most popular buildings. We have temporary master leases in place with campus flats and I in place to fill the void created by having Regents and Normal and Hilltopper offline. Those master leases that the term ends at the end of July of 28 in time for this new building to come online with 1,000 beds. So we're really trying to manage numbers to keep capacity consistent with demand. So we're not if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
But really trying to replace what isn't working at present.
So will the university still be responsible for the flats and for the Hyatt until 28 then? Or
Yes,
those
they're
considered
outside. Yeah, they're outside the P3 transaction because they're temporary in nature. So as far as Inwood is concerned, they're going to, we have a separate agreement with Inwood related to Center Hall, and they are maintaining that facility. So it will be a seamless transaction. But for students, they won't have somebody running this hall and another entity running the other halls. But yeah, they're outside the P3. We have the option to purchase those facilities, or to extend the lease term if we need the space. But that'll be an option that we have to consider closer to time. Those are excellent questions. I appreciate them. Yeah.
So when does Inwood technically take over
They did. in June.
Regents and Normal?
Oh, Regents and Normal. We're hoping to close on that deal this week. So it's expected. I hope I'm not saying something I shouldn't, but we've got students who will be in there this fall. We've had a third-party construction manager or the P3 transaction overseeing the repair work on those buildings, as well as an owner's rep Ken Branch has been serving in that role. So we know we're in compliance with code. These buildings look fantastic. And so they're going to be open for fall 26. Best case scenario there. And we reduce some.
Will the Student Life Foundation still be an entity involved in campus with turning over regions to normal?
Perfect segue into my next notes. So the Student Life Foundation will currently exist until they complete 3 tasks. Okay, so they've got to finalize their litigation. So they have to be a legal entity while they're still pursuing their litigation. The demo work on Hilltopper Hall, that is nearly complete. Right now, they've been laying sod this week, so that's an almost completed task. And then the third thing was the completion of Regents and Normal. And again, we're trying to close on that project this week. So they'll continue to be around until the litigation is finished. But beyond that, they will not. So they have been great partners through this transition. And we are grateful to the men and women who've served in those roles over the last 26 years. We certainly were able to invest in those facilities, particularly in early years, and sprinkle the buildings. There was a lot of work. That transaction happened in 1999. Predates, I think, most of our time here on the Hill. But that arrangement isn't working for us any longer, and we have the desire and the need for national expertise to design, build, and maintain residence halls on campus. So we're appreciative that they have been good partners as we navigate through the P3 process and into this new model. We've had to work closely. That transition is underway. As you may imagine, it takes a long time to unwind 26 years of history. Susan and her team have done an excellent job at the transfer of assets. Of course, they will need some capital to continue with the projects that they have underway, but that asset transfer has already occurred and will continue to occur as the Student Life Foundation winds up their affairs. I think we all know, at least we've tried to be really transparent about the fact that the Student Life Foundation is a separate legal entity. I don't represent the Student Life Foundation. They have their own counsel. We are not a part of the litigation in any capacity. We don't receive copies of the pleadings. We know what's going on because they share the information with us. I can't really speak to how long I think the litigation will take or what the outcome may be. We do know that there isn't adequate insurance coverage available to cover the loss. So that has been a well-known fact from the onset. And that's part of what guided the university toward a P3 park, among other things. I know there was a recent news story about the settlement with one of the entities involved in Hilltopper. There are other named defendants in the Hilltopper litigation. So that litigation continues. Questions about that?
The terms of that settlement, I'm not a lawyer. My legal expertise probably goes no further than Law and Order on TV. So something that stuck out kind of odd to me where Stoneberg Engineering settled with Student Life Foundation, and as part of that settlement, the Student Life Foundation agreed to represent Stoneberg Engineering for third-party claims against it. Is that a common settlement part, or was that something that was carved out specifically? And a lot of this might be just asking for like an opinion on it, because that just seems kind of weird to me that you sue an entity for designing a defective building, and then as part of that settlement that they pay out, that the person that sued them agrees to represent them for future claims.
Well, I don't pretend to know the ins and outs of that settlement agreement. I do know it's a bankrupt entity, so that's probably why the claims have been assigned.
So if the entity is bankrupt that settled, then the agreement to represent them for future third-party claims, wouldn't that be moot if they were a bankrupt entity, or is that just personal liability protection for the main principal officer of that company, I
I
guess?
should have to still look at it. I'm just not familiar enough with the settlement agreement
Okay.
to answer. But if you wanna let
Well,
me know.
and you know, I was just reading the article in the Herald about it, and that just, when I was reading the settlement, that just seemed, you know,
Unusual,
that just seemed unusual. It just seemed weird to me that they would agree to that.
sure.
So,
And the amount is based on the insurance policy limits. I think they had an eroding policy, meaning that expenses associated with the litigation came off the top. So that's why it's an odd
okay.
$900,000 settlement. Anything else about the Student Life Foundation? I think someone asked about the Inwood transition. So that happened at the time of financial close. So we are working through that transition. Thankfully, that happened during the summer, so we have some time to work out any hiccups along the way before our students come back on campus in the next few days. So, questions about housing rates that came in before the presentation today. The management agreement that's in place between the university, the Collegiate Housing Foundation, and Inwood specifies that Inwood, their management structure, the university's management structure, will confer and make a recommendation on housing rates. And that will be shared with Collegiate Housing Foundation, who then makes the final call. So the management committee, the university, is Martha Sales, who is Dean of Students and Vice President of Student Experience, Catherine LaRoche, who's over housing and dining and student activities. I'm serving on that management committee as well. Susan Howarth will be providing counsel on budget and other financial matters.
Is there,
Good question.
I'm sorry,
No,
is there, it, and I may be not looking in the right places, but you said that contract was 400 and some pages long.
there's a bunch of contracts and in total, it's about that. Yeah.
In particular, what is I know obviously that's a privately owned building on state property. So, because I'm assuming that the universities the property is state property, not the building. I guess the building.
That's the current arrangement. It wasn't with the Student Life Foundation because the
Okay.
property was deeded in full to the Student Life Foundation. It's now back to the university, deeded to Collegiate Housing Foundation, and we're ground leasing.
And to be, I guess, more specific, is there a way to determine or read what the responsibility of Inwood is concerning certain aspects of the building
Yes,
compared to what, you know,
there's a responsibility matrix that's part of the management agreement, and it outlines what Inwood is responsible for and what the university housing and residence life staff are responsible for completing. Again, it's not gonna be foolproof, so we're having to work through some issues. But Inwood has been very responsive to those issues, and again, nothing is without a hiccup along the way.
Okay.
Yes. But yes, those responsibilities are in that matrix.
is that possible for someone like myself to actually read, even though it might put me to sleep?
It most certainly will, but yes, it's available. It's a public document, so you're welcome to have a copy of it.
So does it cover any specifics? And the reason why I'm asking that is it's been a concern about the fire alarm systems.
Yes,
And I'm not sure that powers to be understood how intricately the building networks are all tied together and how the police department is a proprietary station and there are certain codes that need to be followed or should be followed or highly recommended to be followed. And it depends on your interpretation too, but it seems like such a gray area concerning the fire alarm systems, the sprinkler systems, those sort of life safety things. And so
I will tell you, I've had meetings about that this week,
Okay,
so
interesting.
we're working through it.
Okay.
But I don't know that the responsibility matrix is going to cover the specificity that we need there because it is a very intricate system. Some buildings are tied in a certain way and that, as you know, so we are working through that and, I don't know that we would amend the responsibility matrix, but we're making sure the people who are in those respective positions know what the protocol is. Okay.
Something I've been real concerned about
Sure.
because it seems like there's been code protocol that's been ignored.
Okay.
Just saying.
And I know there's been a lot of construction on campus too that has
Yes.
affected those particular buildings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems to me that CHF is kind of the linchpin between Gilbane and the university. What is CHF? Who's on the board and how is the board created? Well, let me get to the part of the matter. What influence does the university have over CHF and what influence does Gilbane have CHF? Or are they completely individual?
I mean, Inwood and WKU make up the management committee for the project. Collegiate Housing Foundation is the borrower. So they were created to purchase the tax exempt bonds for financing, they use to finance the project. We all have the same interest of this project being successful. So is there something specific that
I just want to know is CHF is, like I said, it's at the center of this and it's
It
really
is.
important. So who's controlling CHF?
I don't know that anybody's controlling them so much as it's a collaboration.
Do they have a board? Well, if they're a 501c, they have to have a board.
And the university, I think Percentile has to have a representative on that board. Collegiate Housing Foundation is part of the management agreement, the management team. They only have a vote in the event that there's a tie. So yeah, I mean, they're gonna have regular board meetings.
How did the board get appointed?
I haven't really answered that question. I'll have to get back to you. See if there's anything else that we haven't addressed. I had some questions about demand for groups, and so I think we've touched on this a little bit. One thing that I wanted to share too is that we did a lot of financial modeling on what it would take to make sure this project made, if you will, and we based our enrollment numbers or our housing demand numbers at a very conservative level, far below what our current occupancy rate is. And we did that on purpose. And so in case there is a shift in enrollment, we will have met the demand for residence halls pursuant to the terms of the deal. And we also have an opportunity to work with phase two. And I think I mentioned that we don't need phase two housing. We don't have to proceed with phase two housing. If we need a larger building for phase two, then we can do that. So we're in the process of exercising that due diligence to see what student demand is, what type of housing would best suit the valley and the need. One thing we haven't touched on that I was asked about in advance of today is how is Inwood evaluated. So there are certain KPIs, and I will tell you from my own personal perspective, Gilbane stood out in the procurement process because Inwood is evaluated based on student feedback. So there's a formal process to provide feedback on the service component that Inwood provides, and also from national standards. So Gilbane or Inwood has a little bit of skin in the game, and that was certainly something that was attractive to the university. Any other questions? You guys have been very engaged. I'm appreciative of that. Makes for a far more interesting presentation. Our goals are this. I mean, we want to use this project to support recruitment and retention. We want to optimize these facilities to support the residential community. We want to leverage national expertise in every phase of the project. We want to retain more upper division students in university housing. We want to maintain affordability. We have to move quickly, right? We had a problem that had to be addressed, and big problems call for big solutions. So you owe you a follow-up, and I owe you a document, right? Anything else?
Saw something.
Yes.
When you said about, I hope to retain more upper level students in housing, is there any, and you may have already mentioned it, so if you did, I apologize, but is there any policy changing on the housing policy for students as far as who has to stay in the residence halls, or is that just hoping to retain them by like having it being attractive and modern and all?
Yeah, having it be attractive and modern. I mean, we still have the same exemptions that we previously have. Freshmen and sophomores are required to live on campus, so we haven't made a change there. We require juniors or seniors to live on campus.
Thank
Student region, anything from the student perspective?
I mean, I didn't know the factor about Inwood being evaluated by student feedback, so I'm glad to hear that, but lots of, we're very appreciative for all the questions from everybody else. Thank you.
All right.
Will Aramark be running like the food service venues down at the new dorm, or? So they'll continue to be the provider for campus and not somebody else, I guess, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Got 3 separate food options in the new build.
You know of any instances, and this is kind of related, but kind of not, are there any instances of other universities across the nation that might use this kind of model for their E&G buildings? Or is Gilbane and all these other companies, they primarily just focus on student housing?
No, I think P3 is very popular for all different types of construction projects. So, I mean, we know that UK has used a P3 model for hospital. I mean, we see it in parking. We see it in, like a Downing student union type building. So it is certainly a mechanism that other universities are using for various components, energy.
Thank you so much, Adria.
Thank you. Thank you.
We very much appreciate you coming. Like I said, before Andrea started, I think this is one of the best things that Staff Senate can do, bring people to answer the important questions about what's going on campus. So, everyone, please join me in thanking Andrea for coming today. The next section of our meeting is for officer committee and staff regent reports. So, I'm first on the list. So for the chair report, I sent the Senate an email. I have accepted a position at another institution. So my last day at WKU is going to be next Tuesday, August the 11th. And so this will be my last meeting as chair. It has been a short term, but I very much appreciate the confidence that you all placed in me. It has been a great couple months. I appreciate all the things that I've been able to learn. We've had some really great successes that began in previous terms, and they just happened to come to fruition. Recently, we saw the provost and Susan, the EVP, act on a staff senate request to hold town halls. And that falls into line with what we had today, bringing the important people on campus where they're able to hear staff concerns and answer staff questions. So I'm really appreciative of the fact that I got to play a small role in that. We're going to continue with our officer reports and our committee reports. And then after those have finished, we will have an election for to fulfill the staff senate chair role. So we'll now move on to the vice chair.
No report.
Thank you. Secretary.
No report.
Parliamentarian.
No report.
Thank you. Technology.
Not on the, no report on technology, but on the awards and scholarships, committee, I just wanted to remind staff that the book scholarship is open for fall. So if you're a staff member that's enrolled in classes this fall, we encourage you to apply. The application is on our website.
Thank you. Treasurer report.
Hello, everybody. Time for our monthly going over of the numbers. Let's see, our E and G index, which is our main index, starting balance $3,700, no additions, no disbursements, ending balance the same. Our staff Senate excellence fund, starting balance $2,275, $2,275.12, no additions, no disbursements, ending balance the same. And our book scholarship fund, starting balance $1,969.84, no additions, no disbursements, ending balance the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Communications report.
Yes, we received two comments to staff senate. One was anonymous and one was not. I'm gonna share the not anonymous one first. And this person, the email was subject line was bike lane between State and Chestnut. As I often ride my bicycle to work along High and Ogden. Due to the curbs, drainage cuts, steep inclines, etc., there really isn't a great way to access campus on a bicycle across Chestnut Street. The plans for the new CHHS building included rerouting Kismequick Alley. It would be great to have a bike lane and maybe even something handicapped accessible between the Park Street parking lot and State Street. Not only would it be far more direct for me personally, but it could benefit the many students who live and park on that side of campus. Is there any way to find out if a multi-use path is part of the plans, or if not, could it be? This was shared by April McCauley. So I'm sharing this all that we're gonna pass this on along to parking and just, if we get an answer, we will also share that. And our anonymous submission, I want to deeply thank the Senate and the provost for their town halls. It was refreshing and honestly, it was the first time I felt the staff was being heard in a long time. However, I do think if this happens in the future, it should be clear that staff should attend the session that applies to them. A staff member from outside my area came to our session and dominated the conversation with questions that didn't apply to our college. In fact, some things mentioned are not issues that staff in our area face, and I felt like it gave an incorrect impression of our area. I would estimate at least half the time was spent on this person's questions, and it prevented staff from the college from asking their own. Eventually, the individual said the department that they work in, but it was near the end and after some exchanges that, in my opinion, do not reflect the overall culture and environment of the college. I don't want to sound like anyone should be excluded, but I also felt an opportunity was taken away from some staff in academic affairs, and we ended up hearing information our leaders have clearly shared with us. I don't know if time was a factor for this person and why they attended a different session, but I don't think taking an opportunity from others was the correct solution. Again, thank you for all you do, and I'm glad these town halls happen, and I hope this will be an annual thing.
Mr. Chair, can I address that?
Please, Kevin.
I am the person in question, and I want to sincerely apologize to anyone that felt like they didn't have the opportunity to speak up at the town hall. My goal was to advocate and ask questions for people that are sometimes afraid to ask. And I recognize that it's equally important to make room for others to be heard. I did not intend to crowd anyone out, and I'm sorry that my passion prevented you from presenting your perspectives. Town halls are a reminder that staff voices matter, not just my voice or the voice of the staff senate, every voice. That's why I want to encourage people to keep using the anonymous submission portal, or better yet, come to staff senate meetings and speak your mind during the public comments period. We all benefit when more voices are heard. To the person that made the submission, in addition to my apology, I want to say thank you. Thank you for speaking up and giving me this feedback. Your voice has been heard, and I promise I'll be more mindful of the voices in future discussions. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Warner. Staff report.
I think this meeting falls about a day early because I won't have our retreat agenda and the Board of Regents agenda probably until tomorrow or the next day. So I would just probably echo Kevin's comments to say if there's anything that I can take forward to the board or anything to speak on your behalf, please make sure that you're bringing those forward so that those voices can be heard. So I'll take any questions or anything. Again, please make sure you submit those. We're happy to advocate on your behalf. Because they'll share the agenda, right? Just have that. Yeah, we'll send it. Yeah, they'll send it out. I haven't seen it yet either ahead of time to even know what's coming myself. So I don't have it yet.
Thank you. Do we have a report from SJ President Katie Lucas?
Good morning, all. It's good to see everybody. SJ, we're really looking forward to getting back. We've been hard at work this summer to do a lot of things for the upcoming school year. Some highlights, this year is the 60th anniversary of SGA. So we're doing on part of that, a lot more of alumni outreach. We're also trying to engage students in the conversation. So look out for some fun stuff there. Also, if you run into any students during master plan, be sure to send them our direction. We're offering a $1,000 scholarship raffle for any student that literally just shows up and or participates in any of the SJ sponsored events throughout the week. And this can be found on our Instagram. So send students our way during master plan if you see them. But otherwise, always feel free to holler at me if I can do anything for you all. Happy to represent not just student voice, but you all as well. So thank you all.
Thank you. That concludes our section for officer committee and staff regent reports. The remainder of the meeting will have, as always, old business, new business, and then public comment. But next on the agenda is to elect a new staff senate chair. This will be fairly straightforward, I think. In just a moment, I'll ask if we have any nominations or self-nominations. Feel free to nominate yourself. You don't have to have someone else nominate you. And then our candidates can say a few words if they like, and then we'll ask them to step out, and then we can vote. Is that all right with everyone? All right, do we have any nominations or self-nominations for the role of chair?
I nominate Tanya Vincent.
All right. Do you accept that nomination, Tanya?
I do.
Thank you. Any other nominations or self-nominations? Tanya, it doesn't seem like you're obligated to make a campaign speech, but if you would like to, I don't want to take the opportunity.
Jordan, I appreciate all that you have done in the last couple months, even though it's been short and sweet. I've worked with you for several years on the Senate, so I am excited. I mean, I would be excited to be the chair. I feel that we have grown so much in the participation from everyone. It's not just one person that runs the Senate. It's a group effort, and I think we've shown a lot of strides. And just the emails that we've gotten from the town halls and what we've developed, I'm excited to lead this group and continue working with it. So I would be honored to be the chair.
Thank you. Just want to make sure, last chance, not trying to keep it from Tanya, but I don't want anybody to be locked out. Okay, I think we can just go straight to a vote. All in favor of Tanya being staff senate chair?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, congratulations, Tanya. I think this does open up though room for another election. So somebody's gonna have to step up. Tanya had been serving as our vice chair. So now do we have any nominations or self-nominations for the role of vice chair?
Come on, someone's gotta work.
I'll nominate myself for vice chair.
Okay, Andrea Henry for vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Herb.
Herb? Herb, do you accept that nomination?
Why not?
Any other nominations or self-nominations for vice chair? Okay, Andrea, since you are our first nomination, would you like to say a few words?
I just was thinking about it and listening to Tanya speak, and I would really appreciate the opportunity to serve alongside Tanya and learn more about how we can make staff senate function better to nominate the staff. Like Tanya said, it's really grown over the last few years of what we have been able to accomplish, and I'd like to continue working towards that. And I think that she and I work well together, and I would like to work with her on that.
Thank you, Andrea. Herb, would you like to say anything?
I'm honored to be considered, first and foremost. I never imagined myself being in this position. My whole goal when I came to the staff senate and addressed them years ago and then subsequently joined was just to try to talk about issues that are facing the staff, advocate for solutions, and try to build upon those successes. And that's all I would try to continue to do.
Thank you. No final nominations for vice chair. That being the case, Herb, if you want to step out in the hall, and maybe Kent, if we could mute the Zoom since Andrea's here via Zoom. Andrea and Herb, thank you both very much for putting your names forward and your willingness to serve. The staff senate has voted for Andrea Henry to be our vice chair. So round of applause for Andrea. Andrea, do you accept?
Yeah, I accept and thank you all for your confidence in voting in me, and I really appreciate it. And I look forward to working with Tanya and the rest of the Senate in my new role.
Thank you. All right, this is a day for electioneering because Andrea had been serving as our treasurer. And so now I will ask, would anyone like to nominate themselves for the role of staff senate treasurer?
There was someone online that had voted, but we didn't take the vote of anybody online.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would that be James? So, I guess we need to revote. That is awkward. I apologize for that. This is my first election official day. Yes, you all can fire me after today.
As a technology person, that's also on me. Since it won't be private here, I can have them email.
I mean, if you guys mute everything, I can tell you.
If that's,
Hey, James, are you there?
I am.
Apparently the network went down in the room and they're trying to figure out how to get us back on.
That's okay. Today's my day off, and I'm here at the Senate meeting for all of this. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I just want to let you know what's going on. Okay,
Yeah, I've got texts with Jim back and forth as to
Gotcha.
trying to figure out what was going on.
cool beans.
We have accounted for the votes of the members who are here via Zoom. Appreciate everybody's help with that technology. With everybody present and Zoom members accounted for, it is a tie, which we believe then goes to either my capacity as the chair, or I'm still a member and I didn't vote before. And I think we have two great candidates, but I will cast.
Before you vote,
Yes.
I'll capitulate. If you got somebody that wants to do it, go with the person
Sure.
that wants to.
Thank you, Herb, for your willingness to do that and your willingness to serve. So the winner remains Andrea. Congratulations again to Andrea.
Thank you once again. And Herb, you did not need to do that, but I thank you.
All right, so now let's get the treasurer election perfect. Who would like to run for treasurer? And Jim, I'll have you on the line to collect our online vote. And Andrea, if you would like to message Deanna with your vote once we have nominees.
That works for me.
Anybody? I think it is I'm not saying it's Amanda. Yes, thank you. Amanda Harden is our first nominee. Any other nominees for treasurer? Okay. Amanda, would you like to say a few words? Thank you so much. Let's just have a vote. Does everyone approve? If you do approve, please raise your hand or say aye for Amanda for treasurer.
Aye.
Thank you so much. Amanda is our new treasurer. Thank you to everyone today who has agreed to step up. I think it's going to be a great executive committee. All right, we will now continue on with our regular normal business. Do we have any old business that needs to be addressed? All right, no old business. Do we have any new business that needs to be addressed? It's been a day for new things. Do we have, I'm not sure that we have members of the public. Yes, I think we have one member of the public. Does any member of the public here today have anything that they would like to bring up? That's okay. No. Democracy is sloppy. So we appreciate involvement. Yes.
Volunteers have a good opportunity to interact with students.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Has there been any feedback on the town hall? Yeah.
I have only heard the email that Senator Jenkins shared.
I was impressed with the amount of people in the one that I attended.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I attended the, what would you call it, just to catch off.
The gym.
For people that didn't fit in college. And it was, what do you think, of the 30 people there?
40 something.
Yeah.
One last note, I don't believe we approved the agenda in the prior monthly meeting minutes.
Oh,
Can we
okay.
do that?
We can do that now. I asked for comment. No one had any comments, so I thought we considered them accepted. That's all right. We can do it formally. Who would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
So
Thank you. Do we have a second? Thank you, Amanda. Let's now take that to a vote. Do all approve? Aye. Thank you. All right, now let's end on a high note. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Wait, remind about, next month is at a different time.
That is excellent. Thank you, Senator Jenkins. Next month, President Caboni is joining us, and we wanted to make sure that he was able to come. And so our meeting will be at 2 p.m. for the September meeting. It will still be in this room, and we're going to solicit questions from the campus to give to him so that he can have an opportunity to respond.
It was already in the email I sent yesterday, but I'll send another campus-wide email.
Thank you.
Meeting here is it in Jordan?
I believe it's scheduled for here.
Yeah.
I'll be here in spirit.
We can have you do that. Whatever you do, yeah.
That's okay. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Second? All right, thank you very much. It's